You know, I feel like I was leading the charge when it comes to Microsoft and their lack of games. In particular, there was a 2-year period where I was very much upset about the direction that they were going in, and I was very front and center about that. A lot of people probably realized that I was very much playing PlayStation a lot more at that particular time. Now, that doesn't mean that I went from, and a lot of people assume this, like, you could be upset at something, right? I've always felt more at home on Xbox. I prefer the ecosystem. Achievements are just unmatched compared to trophies. I don't give a crap about trophies, whereas achievements, like for instance, I'd rather get 100 gamer score for doing something that took me a couple hours than getting one trophy. Like, I'd rather get that bigger score. It means more to me. I don't care about platinums or anything like that. So for at the end of the day, I've always just been more of an Xbox guy right from the beginning. I was pissed off. I didn't really feel like Microsoft was in it in particular to any particular degree. I didn't feel like they wanted to even be in the console space anymore. And that could have been true. They were canceling games. They were closing down studios. They didn't show a commitment to the fans to warrant us believing in them. Now, with that being said, we did get to a point where things kind of changed, and I'm happy that things changed. Now, with pending the Activision stuff, that would be 35 studios that they'd have. Obviously, Game Pass. If you can get stuff like Call of Duty, Diablo 4, you get those games into Game Pass, I think it would be a huge step forward. And obviously, Microsoft has 15, believe it or not, 15 games currently announced from their first party. Now, I know a lot of people go, when I mention this on social media, right? Because in comparison, Sony's first party has 3. They have Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, and God of War Ragnarok. And they've had those same ones announced for the better part of almost 2 years now. God of War Ragnarok maybe a little bit longer. But with that being said, the very interesting part is people don't realize it, but it's like, State of Decay 3, Forza Motorsport, Starfield, Redfall. You also have Avowed, Hellblade 2, let's see, the Perfect Dark, Indiana Jones. There's so many games. Kojima has a game announced. And that's not even counting the ones that we don't know or that are relatively certain about. This isn't counting like a Gears 6 or even Coalition's other unannounced new IP. It's not counting any of that stuff. It's just counting stuff that's been announced, and there's 15 games. It's pretty incredible. Fable, there's a lot of stuff coming, and I think we haven't got to the meat of it yet. Microsoft wants to release 4 or 5 big games a year, and this is how they start that. This bit of information leaked out. I want to get into it. It should be a good video. Hey everybody, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I certainly appreciate it. Please leave a like on the video. I would appreciate that as well. Now, the thing that I wanted to talk about was, in particular, this leak. There's always games that are rumored, right? And take that with a grain of salt. I'm very quick to point that out no matter what the video is. Any rumor that's not confirmed, with a grain of salt. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Like, and here's the thing. When it comes to bad things in anything, these companies are never going to admit that. Right? So a lot of these things, the only thing we ever get is a rumor, and we talk about it. I love talking about the industry and things like that. It's a very interesting topic for me. So when it comes to this, it's great to hear that there's other things being worked on. Obsidian Entertainment, one of Microsoft's powerhouses, is working on yet an unannounced RPG, AAA, by the way. This is thanks to a recent job listing. It suggests they're working on an unannounced AAA RPG alongside its current projects like Avowed. Ever since the Microsoft acquisition of Obsidian Entertainment, the developer has proven to be a major powerhouse in game development when given the proper resources, and it seems to have yet another game in development on its already busy plate. A lot of this is to be proven, but of course, Grounded recently fully released, and Josh Sawyer's RPG Pentiment is set to release next month. Beyond those 2 titles, Obsidian Entertainment is also working on Avowed, a seemingly Skyrim-like open-world RPG set in their other world as well. This new game in and of itself, shares a world with Pillars of Eternity. It's also previously announced that The Outer Worlds 2, which takes the franchise to a new cast and a new star system and a new story. It'll be interesting to see how that works out, but this is a lot for any studio. And yet beyond that, it seems Obsidian has yet another game on the scale of Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2. A job listing states that Obsidian Entertainment is looking for a world builder to work on its next major RPG, with other corroborating info suggesting that production on the project began a year or so ago. It's not much to go on, but it's still clear whatever it is that it's in the earliest stages. Many have questioned if this could reference Avowed or The Outer Worlds 2, especially since the latter half is self-aware trailer implied it was in early development, but that's not the case. First off, The Outer Worlds 2 development began sooner than the trailer implied, going back to 2019. And on top of that, Josh Sawyer has previously stated that Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2 are playable. Now, sure, playable doesn't immediately connect many dots, but if all of this goes to be assumed as accurate, then this new Obsidian Entertainment RPG at least began well after those two other products. It's certainly not playable yet. As to what it could be is anyone's guess at this point, but the most likely scenario is that it's a brand new IP for the developer. After all, aside from Grounded and Pentiment, its other two games are established products, Avowed connection to Pillars of Eternity. Of course, if it is an established IP, many would hope that Obsidian is working on Fallout New Vegas 2 or a spiritual successor. Now, not me, of course, because I'm not a big Fallout fan, so hey. It's not impossible either. It's frankly unlikely. Obsidian's, founder recently stated that it's not a matter of if the company would work on another Fallout game, but if it got the chance. And with Fallout 5 seemingly far away, there's a strong case to be made for a New Vegas style title. Now, listen, for me personally, I really want to see, them work on something brand new. I think that that's something that we'll probably see before too long, but I do want to see exactly how this can work out and exactly what they can kind of get done with proper resources and time and things like that. I really hope anyway that we can see this company and all of these companies work out something just incredible for the fans. Like, I think the fans are the ones who have suffered the most when it comes to being Xbox fans, and getting games that we could be proud of and games that can really kind of showcase exactly what we want. That's the important part of the future of all of this stuff. So yeah, I do hope that we see that, and I would love to see more from Obsidian. I think they're one of the most talented developers that are going right now, and that's the point where I think we get all of these announcements, and we haven't really got any announcements yet, but lately, and Microsoft did kind of a weird thing with the situation at their E3, not E3 or what have you, where basically they just kind of did the stuff that's 12 months out. And while I find that to be an interesting thing, a way of going about it anyway, I really also have to kind of point out that if they would have let us know that they were only doing 12 months out, I would have felt much better about things. Because instead we all were hyped up for the stuff that's possibly further out, and so something like Avowed, which maybe would have been at the show originally, when they decided to delay Starfield and that gets an early launch in next year, that takes Avowed spot. So that means Avowed possibly pushed back to the end of the year out of the 12-month range, which means when we get their showcase next year, it'll be all that much better. And it is cool getting 3 great new games, AAAs, pretty much to kickstart next year. So it's going to be cool to see what happens. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for taking time out to watch my video. Please like the video. Like I said, I'm trying to get 100 likes on all of them. It's a very small goal, but my goal nonetheless. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.